Welcome everyone to another episode of Onimaru podcast. Today I have the pleasure to be invited by Mr. Winchester on the left, and on the right we have Andy. And they are going to join me to talk about certain topics today. One of them is going to be Onimaru Bootcamp. That's our first topic. And I would like to ask you, Andy, how has your experience been this time compared to the first one? What were the changes and what did you like more this time?
Actually, his name is Jordan.
Well, obviously, like more that you are here.
Yes.
You weren't there, and Vinch is here. First time I met Vinch, I think. Second time I met you, because we met at NSC, I guess. But it's amazing. Like, so fun playing the whole day with each other. It's so much different from like playing online, right? Yeah, online you play 1-2 games and you go offline. But here you play one game, talk, play another game, talk, and always having fun during the games. Like, it's just way better.
Yeah, also feels like you can just help each other so much better if you're close to each other. And as you said, when you play online, it's just way harder, right?
And it's how you spend the time here, right? You don't have any
exactly
here. You don't have family here. You don't have, well, you do have friends. We are friends, I guess, somewhat. But you don't have anything else to do. So you're kind of forced to play, kind of forced to talk to each other. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. What about Winchester? For you?
It's like in the first sentence, we are friends. Second one, we are forced to talk. They were like here, actually. We're forcing to talk.
No, but for you, I think it's the very first time to have like an international boot camp, right? So what is your experience so far?
Yeah, for you it's not, and for Andy it's not, right? Andy was in the previous one. You wasn't with the other team, I think.
Yes, you had a channel?
Yes. We had them as well.
In Germany?
Yeah, in Berlin. Yeah. But for you, it's the first time.
Yeah, that's
so
the first time.
What is the experience?
Well, I mean, in general thoughts, in addition to what Andy said, the first that we have to communicate, it's easier. You have more games, you have more interactions at the same time.
We're forced.
Forced to talk.
You are more focused. Like, there is nothing to disturb you, like you said as well. Like, there is no job or other responsibilities. You basically just cared about everything, and you can focus, play one set, play second set, and then you realize that there is nothing to do, and you play the third set and the fourth set, and then guess what? We start the stream, right? Yes, it's a good moment to start the stream after 3 sets. Here you see the guy who does that every day. Like, time to stream.
And you see like the monitor time from Jordan. 13 hours today, 40 hours yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know how it is for you guys, but for me, it felt like I'm back as a youth. When I was a child, I played that much, right? Like 10, 12 hours per day. And haven't done that for a long, long time. So is that the same for you or not really?
It is. Like, I had some hand injuries. I couldn't play for the last 2 years for like more than 5-6 hours a day. But now I'm fully recovered and now I'm going back to the old days where I was playing 10 hours a day. So
yeah,
that's amazing.
Well, for me, that may be a little different. Like, I think that I have periods when I played a lot. Like, I can play like 10 hours per day or something. And I have periods where you barely play, like a couple games a day, and some days where you don't play. So it's not something super specific, but I think those are periods where you actually learn. So with the previous one, you can just keep your level. But if you want to improve, if you want to learn, etc., you need this kind of investment.
Yep.
Sometimes you sit 10 hours, and same like in a normal sport, when it's like the last repetitions are the most important ones.
Yeah.
Same here, like when you play like 8 games and you need to play 9th and 10th on the full focus, like here where you start to forget houses, because you need to make that instantly, and that's what you need to actually, if you can do that in the 9th game, and 10th game, then in the tournament, when it's everything else want to take your mind, like the light somewhere, crowd, or the wrong headset, or anything, when you will be distracted, it'll still do the correct things, or mechanic will be on good level. So that's where the practice begins.
Yeah, so you had too much games today. You lost a villager in the last practice game.
Yeah, that's actually what's going to happen in a field game on the finals after the semis at the same day, right? So
can be dangerous there.
Yeah.
Also, one thing a couple of people have mentioned to me already is that they get headache after 2 or 3 games. How is it with you guys? Because for me, I don't get a headache playing anymore. And is it something which is dependent on genes, do you think? Or is it dependent on practice? Like you just get used to it? And what do you think?
I guess you get used to it. And well, I've never had that. I guess because I just played a lot from childhood onwards. So it was never a thing for me. Yeah. I guess you just have to drink a lot and eat a lot. Then it's fine. But if I forget to eat or don't eat for half a day, forget to eat, it's kind of weird. Then I might get headache, but more because of no eating and less because of gaming, I guess.
Stay hydrated, guys. Winchester, what do you think? Is it?
Actually, in general, I think you must promote the more healthier mode. Like, of course, these 10 hours, they pass not without breaks. Well, maybe, I mean, that's normal for any cybersport player. They are back with breaks, I think. But any other things, so I'm sure that there's a bad moments. But at the same time, I think we are not bad with that. Like when lunch, we talk, like we can spend time. Someone goes sleep a little bit, like even in a facility. Someone like, for me, for example, I try to walk a little bit and we have exercises on the mornings. So definitely the other time besides gaming, you need to spend healthier. Yes, gonna really help with the balance. Yep. That's the first thing. And then I think about the headache. I think that's something you practice, like you get used to something when you come into the shape, because if you don't play for a week and I start playing, like Fizz mode, it can be hard, But at the same time, when you just play 3 days in a row with a good regime as well, like you slept well, you had, as Andy actually mentioned, I think that's super important, is the food as well. Like food in time, good one, that's really helpful. So basically you need to have a really structured life or make it possible.
Yeah, that's also the advantage. If we are here together, like if we schedule a best of 5 online, you have to commit, right? You don't want your opponent to wait. Yeah, but here, you can play one game, you can eat together, you talk in the meantime. You can play another game, you talk again. Like that's the advantage. Online, everyone is like, oh, if I let my opponent wait more than 5 minutes, he might get angry, right? Yeah. I always have the feeling at least.
Yeah, because basically you have more responsibilities and you have to match it. So that's why I actually schedule.
Yeah, that's a good balance here, right? It's a mix of professionalism and also a little bit more chill. So it's easier to incorporate because sometimes food is getting a little bit delayed. You production? Can it? Yeah, exactly. So that's fine. Regarding the last 13 days, okay, for you, Andy, was a little bit shorter because you were in China before. What were the 3 topics you would say were the best in this bootcamp? Like, what helped you grow? What did you feel like in terms of organization was very good? These kind of topics.
You first, I first. So I think I think the good thing, Vinch is a great teammate, to be honest. Like he's 100%. Giving so much insights, and that's also an advantage of having us here. Like everyone. No one wants to hide anything, right? Online, you're like, oh, maybe I hide this, maybe I hide that. But if you're in person, like everyone is sharing all the thoughts, basically. Yeah. So that's like a huge advantage, and that helps a lot. Well, especially if you have a better player. Yeah. In theory there. Yeah. And it's also, well, it's good to help each other, especially when there is tournament fire and Coco and you are playing Titans League. It's also nice to help and see them improve. That's amazing. I think in the last bootcamp, we had like wallots going on, but that was only like the first 3 days. And then it was like kind of, how was it actually?
I was not active back in the day, so I couldn't add anything there.
Oh no, was it wallots? I don't know.
But it was wallots.
So there was only one tournament and everyone was like, some people faced each other, right? There was only one big bracket, and that's the problem here. And here, everyone, you guys are different brackets. We have different tournaments to practice. That also helps. Enjoy that. Like you, for example, I don't know, Fire helping me with Starocracy practice. I'm helping him with TTL practice. So we have a lot of different players and different sets to play different maps as well. Yeah, it doesn't get boring.
So originally it was planned to have this bootcamp to practice for German LAN, which was cancelled very shortly after that was planned with the bootcamp. Do you guys feel like that was a problem at all? Because I personally don't think so. I feel like we have had great tournaments coming up and we had good sets to practice, right?
Well, I think there is two things about that. The first one, maybe that's a good thing because, as Andy said, we are not in the same brackets or something like that because that could happen. And the problem, maybe it's like problem with the team. We have really a lot of people here, and maybe the good thing that like we have couple players lower ranked and rated, so we are not that much of afraid of them. But for example, how it was for the China tournament, once me and Andy were in the same bracket, we can just stop all the communication about the map because we cannot do that. So that could happen with NAC, and that would be pain. Like even playing here, for example, like how about our PC stays there? Just imagine practice something special. Just that would break many parts. So from that point of view, maybe even that's a good thing that we had one cancel. But at the same time, of course, for many players, for let's say half of the team, it's good to practice TTL or TTL maps for the Gowan Kingston. But at the same time, I feel that more focus on colors accuracy could help me more. So it's a little bit harder for me, I guess. Andy, we are the only two in this position.
Well, Kingston took our potential as well, but they have another tournament.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they still need the settings, but not that much. So basically, it's a little bit hard to make it work for everyone.
Absolutely. With so many people, right? It's hard to make everyone being pleased, so to say.
Which makes the good way for everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think we're also very lucky that the new patch came up. Like, if there was no new patch, then there was less to find out, but now we are kind of discovering the game completely new. I don't know how many people that watch us or hear us have heard about the new patch or have played the new patch already, but it's like everything is completely shifted, and that's, well, I think fun and very good to discover.
Actually, our next topic, we can naturally move towards that.
Before that, I want to ask one more thing to you guys regarding the bootcamp, if that is fine for you. What do you think could be improved for the future regarding the bootcamp?
That's a different question. Like, which things didn't like?
You have to answer insights first.
No, I'm the moderator. I'm always throwing out the question to you.
Was the production that told you to ask that question what could be improved?
Yeah. So, okay, I have a topic. More reliable food delivery? I'm just kidding. Is there anything you would say could be improved? Like another point I would say is having like some activities like we had yesterday with the football is something which is extremely good. And I think that could be added more just to get ourselves a little bit of a break and, you know, get us outside as well. But other than that, I was super satisfied with the bootcamp.
Yeah, I have good comparison with the first bootcamp. I think it was pretty nice that we had a lunch together, like upstairs, which is unlucky not the case this time because there was no chef there. Yeah, I think that's very important that we just eat together as well, like meet up at 12 and not like one guy's ordering at 11, one guy's ordering at 2, and everyone is eating by himself.
Tomorrow the chef is back. Amazing. I leave outside.
Enjoy. I think that changes a lot, just having some meetup points where everyone is there, and that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Well, and as you mentioned, activities as well.
Yeah.
What I like compared to last time was that, like, it sounds a bit toxic maybe that there's only the team and no outsider people. Like, I get along with them all very nicely, but I think it doesn't help, especially for showing strats and stuff like that, that there was like Sebastian there from Wonders or was hard in Wonders back then. I don't remember. But there were like different people from different teams, and you don't want to share with your opponents, right? And now we are only Onimaru, which also helps building up a chemistry, I guess.
One of the biggest benefits of that, yeah. What about you, Winchester? Is there anything you would give as a constructive feedback?
I think the first...
Us, you're part of it already. Yes, sir. Manager number 2. No, promoted.
The next podcast journey is. This is your
place. Either.
No, I meant you'll be like, okay, no, man. I think first day the schedule was when schedule was not there. That was a little bit random, chaotic. Yeah. That at the same time, good and bad thing. Why I think that was a good thing, because now when we have a schedule, we kind of wait for it, and then we can maybe lose some possibilities to play with some other games. We kind of more strict. This is at the same time good and bad thing. So maybe we could think about the more free schedule, but at the same time, you need that. Otherwise, we just played, for example, with you most of the first few days. I didn't play a game with Kingston, Goku, some other guys.
Yeah.
So maybe somehow to find a better balance with this one. And for example, even now, you're kind of losing focus. Like even now, there is nothing distract us from the practice, basically, except some tournament games. But at the same time, we are not 100% following the schedule as well.
So just to clarify, we have a schedule where we play like 3 sets against 3 different guys in our own team at 3 different times, obviously.
Yeah. 9, 12, and 15.
Yeah,
roughly.
So yeah, maybe just work a little bit with this one, like how we could do this better, and think about maybe some differences in this system as well. Like this day, like that. This day's team game, and actually, team games.
We haven't played team games, right?
Yeah. So there was supposed to be. Yeah, but again, some things which we didn't follow, sometimes because of us, sometimes because we just didn't have it scheduled.
Yeah.
So maybe those are small little details which could be like, I don't have a decision, but it's something what we could spend time thinking about.
All right. Now, of you, Jordan, you're a player as well. You have to talk a bit as well. You can't just moderate here.
Of course, but I already mentioned, right? Like having more activities in terms of like breaks and just outside activities to get us away from the PC would be good. And as just mentioned regarding the team game stuff, that's something which I completely forgot about. But yeah, I think that would have been extremely fun. Just throwing in the 3v3, 4v4s out there, I could have been very good and very fun, I think.
Actually, what time do you leave tomorrow?
At like the plane goes at 3, something like that. But with Sao Paulo traffic,
there is time. Jordan is here at 5 a.m. I'll be here at 4.
Yeah, I was trying to say like maybe we can try to play some games tomorrow.
I think we can do it at 9. Like, why not?
I'm not sure when I have to leave, but I will check with production after. Well, anyway, that was everything regarding the bootcamp, I would say, and I would propose to switch over to the next topic, which is, we talked about it very slightly already, the new patch, the new water balances. So we've played around a little bit with that. In general, first question, a quick one. Do you like the changes? Yes or no? Andy?
For some maps, I think they're very good. For some maps, I think that might be a bit awkward to play or shift the balance a bit too hard.
Okay. What about you, Winchester? Yes or no? Do you like the changes?
I'll say no, and I'll keep conservative.
Say no.
I like the things which I get used to. So it's maybe a little bit much of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that was good. I would think about if you don't like balance, for example. I think the problem was dominating for galleys, and maybe demos are too good. Yeah. And you just slightly squish the balance, like give an extra. Maybe speed is too much for fire galleys, but give extra armor, for example, to fire galleys. So before fletching, until the fletching, you actually can pressure galley a little bit more. So there is a bigger window where you can snowball that. So something like that. But maybe their idea was not only about galleys, but also about some hybrid maps where it's fire galley fiesta.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't find it boring. I think we had a lot of different micro moments in fire galley micro. Like you can behind the dog, behind the fire galley, demo tank, and destroy. Maybe there is some issue in Castlet, but I would try to make it more targeted rather than make such a big switch. Because as Andy mentioned, I think on some directions there will be issues as well. Like it's going to be one-sided in some things, but yeah, they are different. It will take some time to realize, but we will end up in the same position, and you will need to slightly change the new changes anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a little bit conservative. I like the things which I get used to, like Galley Micro, Fire Galley. But honestly, the more we play it, I think we find it without.
Well, it's a lot of fun to discover something. It doesn't matter if the changes itself are good. Like just trying to find out. It reminds me of all good old times, right? Where you or when a DLC drops, you discover a new save. I always enjoy that a lot. Yeah. Here you kind of enjoy 50 new saves because you have, I don't know, hulks and different demos, different fire galleys, different university tags, which might be a bit too much.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to get used to.
I love it. I already a little bit used to it. I like it.
Like with some cities, you open university and it's full. Like, where do you click?
Yeah, it's like back in the days for me when I had the monastery and I had to go through everything. It was just a disaster. And you mentioned initially that there are certain maps or certain maps where it would be okay, and certain maps where you think the meta is going to shift in a very bad direction. Are there certain maps you have in your mind right now regarding the bad ones?
Well, I could imagine that some maps, for example, on Four Lakes, I think we've tried a game on Four Lakes. I'm not sure if it was even in the map pool on Four South Circus here.
It is, and
Is it?
on Philosophy? That you tried it. I think okay. And what would you say?
But it's very hard. Like if you have a corner and your opponent, like there is a sneak dog strategy, right? And you kind of can't dog because you can garrison the fish easily. And some games, I think even on islands, there won't be much fighting on water because you can garrison all the fish and, well, you're safe.
Yeah.
So some games I think might be very boomy, but, well, it's also it's different.
Yeah.
And also shift to land, right, in that regard.
Yeah, I'm really curious how the tournament is going to play out because we obviously have a certain style which we have gotten mainly through you and you. Just, you know, the meta we play is somewhat similar. I'm curious how the tournament is going to shape out. Like certain maps are player, instead of going for fast cast, going for full fuel age. Like I have no idea, right? So I'm very curious how that one is going to play out. So yeah, regarding water balances, is there anything else which we could mention here? I'm just thinking, Vikings having fire galleys, something which I have to digest still. How is this for you?
Well, it will make Vikings probably pickable on other maps like Kawasan on, I don't know, Acropolis.
True.
Imagine Acropolis Vikings. Like you have wheelbarrow for free. Your wills are walking a long distance to the woodline. You constantly have to shift the woodlines there. And then if you have fire galleys, you can also commit the middle, contest the middle.
Yeah.
So some civs and some changes might make Vikings very good on overall civ.
Well, something I think we are not afraid to spoil, but there was an information in the patch that demos were switched to more situational role, and I think we didn't discover yet what is those situations, right?
And we have tried certain situations, but
Yeah, I think we have seen it like there has been some people streaming it already. I think Tato against Dart, and they also concluded like demos are very weak, and not only like weaker, I think they reduced the damage and they made them more expensive.
Exactly.
Like that's exactly what Winch said before. Like just shift them slightly would be better than nerfing the cost and nerfing the damage. Like yeah, it might be a bit too much. And you also need a different upgrade. Like I think that's the worst. All the others like Hulk, Skellies, Spygills, you have like one upgrade, you get all of the tags, all of the ships. Demos, you have to get a single tag, and then you make one or two demos and
three different nerfs: damage, blast, price, upgrades.
Yeah. You don't really want to go for that. It's just too much of a commitment for a unit which isn't really too impactful in a positive way. So
and it wasn't too OP right now.
Oh.
Right? It was just situational. It was very good.
Yeah.
In some, but it wasn't OP. Like how many games did you see where demos are OP?
Well, I think actually you're the one who used them a lot. For example, maybe not only with Armenians, but in general in posting, like you have like 10 demos and you can break like most of the galley mass.
But I think posted there is unchanged, no?
Yeah, I mean, this is something I like, but I mean, this is something I agree that demos were really good. Like there is a possibility to come back against the bigger army, for example.
Exactly.
That was bringing the balance as well. But maybe someone, yeah, that's actually a good thing. I don't think that anyone complained that demos is just too good, right?
No, like not as far as I know.
Like there are people complaining about Phosphor Rush, complaining about skirms obviously all the time, but I've never heard someone like, oh, nerf demos, they are too good.
I'm surprised by that change as well. Especially mangonels and demos have given us the most beautiful moments in Age of Empires, right? When you see Big Bada Boom, it's like everyone goes crazy.
Maybe this was a low elo thing. People like hit the dog with 10 archers next to the dog, and then there was like one demo, game over.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think I might have an answer. I think an idea that they add another melee unit and they were a little bit afraid that demo will just break all the mind games, like all this triangle.
Yeah.
If demos are good, you can you're in win-win situation.
It might have to do with the dog garrison as well, right? You garrison the dog. How do you kill the dog? With flagellates and hulks?
Honestly, you need more units, and hulks are really good with stacking together. Maybe good demos would just break the map loop for example.
Okay. The Hulks are like kissing each other. So we have
That
10
might
in one
make
file.
garrison too strong then. So not a fan in general of the garrison, but we'll see how it plays out, I guess.
All right. Before we switch over to the next topic, one last question regarding the water balance changes. How do you like the gill nets in Dark Age or Fuel Age? Sorry
He
about that.
prepared. He played a lot of games. Bootcamp was really nice.
Well, I was reading through Gillnets just before, like 2 games before, but I didn't remember what the Gillnets right now gives. Is it 15% or 20%?
Actually, I just checked in the tech tree. I think that was 20%, but
No, it's 10-10,
but I
right?
used to think it was 15%. So if that was 20%, then now it's just slightly better, I believe. Because
I'm already thinking on a new patch and I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, hold on
I
anymore.
think their idea was with carrying more food. The idea was to buff fish or make it easier for maps like Nomad, for example, in the team games most of all, like when you need to go for the very far fish.
But
It's gonna be more fishing panel similar to Dravidians. Yeah, for fish boom, probably nothing bad, right? Nothing good because you just have the food and not in the bank, but
And Gillnets is more expensive. I think the 2 tags are more expensive than the 1 tag.
but I guess they give a little bit more, right? Because 10% on
I think it's 10% plus 10%.
yes, but it's
No.
10% on the buff. It's
Oh, true. It's
like-
accumulated.
1% more.
And 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also it kicks in earlier, right? The 10%.
Yeah, you can make it into it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
will do it. Yeah.
So it's just a little bit better. All right. That was it regarding the water stuff. We will go over to Repwell, something which is completely in a different game mod. Empire Wars. We haven't played in a long time. And this time the Repwell is going to be taking place in London, something which has not been done in the Repwell series as well. Let's first talk about the qualifications. So we have 8 spots, if I'm not mistaken, in the main event, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
And maybe 10 as well.
I thought 8. It's 8, right?
Eight,
And
yeah.
4 of them are going to be through ladder qualifier. And so far, no one is going to be invited. So in the previous editions, always the champions were invited. This time, not. Who do you think, ladder-wise, is going to be the favorite? Because it's going to be a little bit different compared to a standard tournament game.
I think my answer would be the same like we have top players in ladder right now. Lucho, well, I didn't name myself. I meant Endiel and Lucho. Like Endiel qualified in the previous time as well. I think Lucho, we have to discover how good it will be. But in general, I think it's good for MBL to spam games. Like he used to that. For example, in comparison to, for example, me and maybe Andy, who like it's better to have like 3 strats prepared, win the best of 5, and that's all.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why for those guys. I mean, it's gotta favor some people for sure, and those are 2 names which I would say can fight for the spots with others like Sebastian, who was there, Viper, Hera, Leary. Who else qualified? MBL, Sebastian, Leary, and Hera in the previous one. Through ladder.
I know Harold Leary, MTI.
Viper was invited, no?
Viper was invited.
And Kara was invited.
Harold asked if
Hera, no.
he was not a champion.
Never won it.
Viper
That
Tattoo.
before? No, not Tato.
Viper Tats were invited.
And Yo didn't win this year. We were fighting for the spot in the ladder, and then we both lost in the 7.
Okay.
Bill, Sebastian, Hero, Lyrim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I guess those should be the favorites for next as well.
I guess so. Also, what do you think in general about having qualifications through ladder? Because Red Bull is literally the only tournament where that happens. And there's a lot of controversy about it because, well, you can cheat a little bit, so to say. You can manipulate things, right? So what do you think about having ladder as a visibility?
Well, I hope they turn. I think with cheating, you mean dashboard, you pick your opponent, right? Yeah.
No, it's gonna be turned off.
It's gonna be turned off, yes. But I think people like Hera, for example, they want to stream all the games, right? So
He didn't stream before.
he did.
No.
I'm pretty sure he did.
No.
And he also told me in China he will stream And if it doesn't go well the first week, then the second week we might not stream, right?
Like what he's done to the previous Red Bull. When he's got his highest, he didn't.
Yeah, but that like the previous Red Bull was 8 weeks, right? And then there was only the last 3 days that matter.
Well,
and now it's 2 weeks. So I think from the first day on, it will count basically. So, and if he streams, like people will play around it, right? If I see Hera queuing, I won't be queuing if he's streaming.
You mean you won? I thought you will say something. If Hera is queuing, I will go there as well. Because he's streaming, he's an easy opener, right?
But these are exactly the moves, right, which make the ladder as a qualification mechanism a little bit questionable, because you can be a little bit more deliberate with your decisions when do you
fall for picky time zones, right? Aces, you know exactly when everyone plays. ACM is playing
exactly
not playing after 16 GMT. If I'm really bad against ACM style, I'm just queuing 17 GMT onwards. Yeah. So I think it's very, very bad for.
Well,
I mean, it's good to have an incentive, like keep playing, but it's very bad that you can pick your opponent.
I think on paper you're right, but at the same time on the previous Red Bull, that was really good. Like there were almost no issue, except as I heard, for Latin America players, it was too early the last day. Like they finished at something like 12 GMT, for example, and that was kind of early. They needed to play from 7 to 9. Yeah. But well, it's something like don't play in the last 2 hours, you know. Yeah. But yeah, for example, I was playing for the whole night, like from 3 a.m. to 4 or 5 a.m. We played with Yo, and like we were at the points where we need like 1 win, but then we hit each other. We play again, we queue, and for example, for Yo, there was a moment like if I think MBL was around and he was playing because basically we get MBL out. But at some point, Yo was queuing just to give me the chance, because if there would be no other high-ranked players, like it was like, for example, 40 minutes before the end, and if there would be no other top players, I would just not find like I need to win like 4 games against other opponents.
We actually talked about it in Chan, and he was mentioning, I think that was really cool by him, 100%.
Yeah. Like for me, basically, I think he still had chances. Like I need to win 1 game, and he needs to win 2. So 40 minutes, it's Empire Wars. Come on. Maybe third, but something that it's still possible, and we had no idea how they would count if we would finish like 5 minutes later, but game was started before. Yeah. So you queue it, and you won against me, so you play full. But yeah, I didn't know that later on the LAN tournament, we discussed that, and he said that, actually he was queuing with thoughts, like he will not advance anymore, but
to give you a chance.
Yeah,
just fair. So nice. Yeah, that's really amazing.
But the problem was that only 3 people were queuing at the time because no one cared. But this time it's going to be better because there were no more prizes paid, right, in qualifiers.
Yes, and they moved the time. That was like the bad time for all the Latin America people. It's already late for...
Well, it's always going to be... it's always going to be a bad time for someone, right? It can't suit everyone.
I think 16 GMT suits everyone.
I was about to say like 16 could be good. Yeah, that's like afternoon here, right? But then also West Coast,
West Coast, Slam wakes up at like 15 GMT. He has 1 hour to play potentially, right? Slam probably.
Yeah, well.
But
here's 17 GMT. For Asia players, that's going to be...
Well, they're used to it anyway, right? Sometimes they go to sleep later than me.
That's true. Well, that's mostly about Mr. Yo, right? But not for like everyone.
So we have 4 spots through qualification, and then, if I'm not mistaken, there's 4 spots with the last chance qualifier, right? Mm-hmm. Do you guys know how many people are there? Is it 16 or 32?
I think everyone can play the last chance qualifier, but only the people that get high in the ladder, they advance like 1 round.
There will be like 4 players from the ladder. They will be in a decider straight.
Yeah.
Then
in round of...
No. There will be 4 people in the decider. Then the next 8 people, there will be right for the side, or maybe not 8. It must be 4. Then 4 from a bracket, and they play, and 4 again, and they play deciders, something like that.
So the ladder is extremely important.
Yeah, and there's a lot of prizes. But there is an interesting thing. For example, I think top 4. But maybe it somehow overlaps with the last chance qualifier. But the main idea that in those top 4, for example, even from the 4 people who will advance, the first one will get more money than the second one, then the fourth one gets 0, but he goes to the Red Bull, something like that. And then 5th one gets the money.
Yeah.
And so we need to count, and there might be something like, I would be lowest seed, but with the money.
I don't know, is that confident, I think.
No, I don't think so as well. No chance. Because there you have then one set you have to win, right? In order to qualify.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of might be balanced with in the last chance qualifiers. There's different prizes as well. So basically, being with 0, but next round already paid off with the money.
Yeah, but you don't own
But you can get extra here and then get there.
Yeah, I think they figured that one out, I believe.
You don't want to focus only on the money, right? Just the experience.
Warlords. Free code.
Yes.
Maybe I can think about this here as well.
Not on the podcast.
The ladder incentive is obviously good, but I don't like the stress. I think it's a lot of stress for people. Like
Extra.
last year, or was last year?
Last year. No, it was 2 years. From summer.
Like the last 3 days, no one can sleep, right? Everyone is like, I have to play, and that's wow. I would rather prepare for a set. Yeah, I know I played Sunday 6 matches. Yeah, that's it, and not like, now I lose. Now, like Winchester said, now you have to win 2 more games. If you lose again, you have to win 4 more games, and that's like.
But this is more about only couple players. Like for example, now it's going to be a little bit harder because there is more prizes and more people will fight for the spot. But basically, Seb, Leary, and Hera they didn't play last. Maybe Hera and Leary didn't play for last week.
Yeah, but now it's going to be...
Sebastian didn't play for last 3-4 days. He already got the rank, and you just see the shit. If there is no one coming close, then you just chill.
That's better for sure.
What do you guys think are going to be the new civs, their place in Empire Wars? Do you think they have potential there? Because some civs are pretty good, right?
I do think will get the extra code.
Oh,
Or at least one building.
Well, the thing is, how does Keaton start? Do they start? I think I tried it once already. Empire Wars start. I think they start with farms.
They start with farms instead of pasture.
So. Like Keaton's, you can't start with pastures, right?
I would be a little bit too strong.
I think I tried it once.
It's like a bonus. Why not?
But maybe they change it for the tournament. If they start with pastures, it might be very good. But I'm not sure how the balance works. Like, how does a farm work for Keatons? What if it runs out? Do you have horse color? Do you get horse color?
Actually, it's gonna be fun to see the new man-at-arms because we never saw them mostly in Empire Wars. Only some maps, only with Bulgarians and
true.
And right now, it's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna be because they are fast enough to get to the enemy base at the moment. Like there can be
you could just
man-at-arms at the moment when there is like 4 scouts, but you can send spear as well, and it's.
Oh, that's going to be tricky if they're going to have a place there in Empire Wars mid-arms. I'm not sure.
By the way, to upgrade them, I'm not sure about the Keatons. I just think I did it, so not confirmed. Maybe they already start with patches, right?
Also, like Georgians again, like they can do whatever they want now. It's a lot of some bonuses for the food as well.
Well, there is no food. Mostly there are no sheep, right? No boars and no deer. So Georgians, I think, should be worse in theory.
But the idea is the units. But yeah, I mean, I know what to say. I just think they are underrated a little bit nowadays. But
I think Empire Wars makes them worse. Because right now they have the option to go FC. I don't think that's possible without the boars. Like the only reason
everybody was going for AFC when we played the ladder campaign. Not even only with SARS. I remember you, for example, went for Georgians. I think you have 0 eco bonuses for that.
Georgians FC? Yeah, only on the mountain dunes. I think I did it. But there you had the elephants. But on other
I meant on karsts. Like
on karsts, yeah.
Well, I think with the market that's can be a lot of FCs staying again. Well, but it depends on the map because Red Bulls, they like to. Like previous season, we had all the new maps basically, right? There was I don't remember all the new maps. That was I don't remember any similar. Like Mountain Dunes was the first template. Karsts was replacement for Arabia, Shrubland,
Isthmus, Assaf.
Every map is a new run. So maybe it's gonna be the case here as well. I guess Krasini works on that most of.
Pretty sure he's always the guy to go for the maps on Empire Wars.
Yeah, I hope they find some balance as well to have like close-ish maps and water maps as well, and not only like last time we had 4 maps which played out like skirms against skirms, right? I think no one wants to see that anymore.
Yeah,
I think people would love to see some different strats, some different maps.
It's actually a good thing that's gonna decide a lot, right? If there isn't ranked because you have a limited amount of bans, there is some kind of like Okay, for example, people who are Arabian nerds, if there is a possibility to somehow ban 3 Arabian maps and 4 of them will, and 4 last maps will be like one closed, one water, one hybrid, one something else, then it's completely different to if there'll be 4 Arabian maps and 3
Like
maps.
one map can
Yes.
decide everything. That's the
Yes,
problem
yes,
about
yes.
ladder. Yeah. And that also shifts the ladder. Like if there's one more Arabia map, then the clowns have no chance, right? And if there's one more closed map or hybrid map, then the Arabia have no chance.
Yeah,
Here,
like
like
harder to play.
that's the problem in my opinion about ladder as well. I think there should be a draft system for every game and not like, oh, you ban 4, your opponent bans 4.
Yeah.
which is hard at the ladder, right? Also regarding the civs, right? Last year it was always Byzantine fight.
Isthmus Byzantines for Blend, Byzantines or
Saracen.
Koreans for someone, Saracens for Scar.
So it's pretty tough. How is it going to be this year?
Well, I guess right now it's 8 to be the same, but
With random, like
but from
you
what
can-
we know, they are thinking that there will be possibility to switch that.
Yeah,
Well,
I think they want to switch it, but they don't have the capabilities to do it yet.
Yes, that's what I mean. That they are in generally know that that would be good, but they don't promise anything. So basically, for now, it's gonna be a free pick as well.
Okay.
But well,
Based on this mirror, let's go.
well, these things are very specific. But in general, I think right now we have like really huge amount of civilization. I repeat that often on the interviews and stuff. But I think the balance is amazing, and that's basically the case. Like for example, Poles, right? They were not discovered in a few months, and when I picked them in a tournament, everyone said they are bad. But then it was 3 times nerfed, and people still feel that this is too good.
Yeah.
So I think that's exactly the case right now with, for example, Yorchins, with the Kitans. Well, most of the people already know that Kitans are amazing.
Well, and we had a different patch as well last time, right? Skirms produced slower.
Yeah.
Militia wasn't that good, and melee pathing was even worse than it is yet, I think.
Yeah,
Yes. Melee pathing is definitely way better. So
Not perfect yet, but
Yeah, what
we're
I
getting
will
there.
Say, and especially as Andy mentioned as well, there is much less time, like on the 2 week. So I believe there might be not a clear on some maps what to beneficial to pick, but maybe it will be even worse. There will be like a triangle, like 3 tips which contours each other. That's
boy.
not the best.
No. Then it's rock, paper, scissor
Yeah.
all over again.
and that's also a problem that it's only 2 weeks. If there is someone working full time, right, and he's basically missing the first 5 days, you're in so far behind that you're.
I wouldn't say so.
Uh,
Many players started to play much later
But
compared.
how fast do you find out the meta for 10 different maps and the saves for it? Like,
Well, that's why we have a team.
yeah, exactly. We're mostly of us full time, right?
Don't
So,
tell us who doesn't have a teammates on the very high level.
well, I'm talking about those 40 plus that want to get to the top level. Well, if you want to get to the level, I guess you have to quit your job.
Well,
Otherwise, you have no chance.
well, my thoughts are, of course, there is some people who don't have big experience as well, and Red Bull is very big. Everyone want to participate, but if you're a new player, just that's normal that you need to start with the B tiers, A tiers, and then like think about the next Red Bull, which how history shows will be there. Like yes, in 2 years, I know it's kind of hard to set up your mind for that. But basically, just do your thing, practice, get the round kit first, get some results in the tournament first, and then you will have the history with practicing something like basically Fox, right? They are
Impatient.
yeah. Fox weren't practice with super strong guys at first. So Sebastian, Mihai, and Dark, Margu as well, but well, I think he didn't reach that high level as those guys.
Well, he was on the edge as well. I think same as Miha, like top 16 at one point.
Decent, right. But they first of all grew up together, and that's why they have actually now someone to share. Like I played 10 games on that map, guys. Saracens, let's go.
Yeah.
And that really helpful.
Do you guys like Empire Wars?
I love it. It's really fun and it's very fast paced, which I like. The only thing which I don't like so much about it is that it's getting a little bit stale after a point, right? It's always kind of the same. So I feel like in a random map, there's more diversity. What about you? Do you like Empire Wars?
I think I've done by far my worst results in Empire Wars tournaments. I think I've reached top 16 in all the S tier events, top 12 in some, top 10 in some, top 8 in some. And Empire Wars, I was always like top, I don't know, 60, top 50.
Why do you think that is? Is it not like your play style, you think?
I think I don't like the robotic start.
Okay.
Like you go into the game, I want to develop my plan throughout the game, and
There is no plan.
Empire Wars, 5 minutes, you have to work a list. Like, okay, build stable, send the villagers to deer, make double pit eggs, build a house, make an archer range, Q2 scouts, Q2 skirmishes, go forward. Like, it's always that.
The same, yeah.
And I like to discover, oh, my opponent's go forward, I go militia. He has, I don't know, Mongols, might lane me, I lane him back or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
that's not possible in Empire Wars. I think it's, like you said, a bit less strategy, a bit limited. But every now and then I like to play it, but not for tournaments.
Yeah. What about you, Vince? Do you like it more than random map or not?
Well, first of all, I like it because this is more different to what we used to. So a little bit of Empire Wars is always a fresh air.
Absolutely.
So that's really cool. About if we compare it, well, I used to random mode as well. I think that suits my style more. Probably same like Andy, because we like a little bit more of mind games. We can decide like different details. But for me, the things Andy described, I think is some kind of the build order as well for Empire Wars, which is not everyone follows as well. But same like in random mode, most of us are already like get used to the eco, so you can need revising.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you have a good build order in Empire Wars, that gives you advantage as well. Same like Andy said, like 2 archers, when you squeeze the horse collar, when you squeeze the walls, when you go for this one, maybe market, something else. So builds there are deciding as well. That's important part of Empire Wars. And for me, this is the kind of same thing with trying to discover new things, right? How it works. And of course, they helps with the completely different maps to what we saw before. And actually, they were really versatile. Like mounting dunes, for example, like small wood, big hill, hard to wall, but at the same time,
very buggy.
Need to go for the stone. Completely interesting. You can do wars with your first scout. There is like huge amount of things how it can be played. Same, well, except that everyone picked Jordan Center Towers, right?
Yeah, because I
Still showed civilization with the hill.
Because you mentioned horse color, I think I lost 50 games just because I queued horse color, and then I had 2 skirms less than my opponent, and game over.
I've lost so many games because of horse color. I was like, no,
Horse color, you just shouldn't do it.
So I lost the game in the Red Bull Falls because my horse color didn't click.
What? No way.
You survived because it didn't click.
Exactly. You would have been that faster.
Yes. What do you think from all the players is better in Empire Wars than in RM?
Basically, everyone who has a good APM and lower rank.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, everyone that is like fast and plays a lot of Arabia is better in Empire Wars.
Is there a specific name you have in mind which could really excel in the next repo?
Lucho, like Winchester said.
But Lucho is already very strong in RM as well.
Yeah, but not in tournaments.
I think it's going to be much harder to play people like... actually, we didn't mention Sorokuma. Just remembered him. I think he's on a very decent level and as well can make a lot of issues in the ranked and also
Sorry, is he fast?
No, I was not talking exactly to that point. In general, remember him.
Yeah.
But fast, I think, I don't know, Prisma.
I want to say Prisma as well. He was top 10 in the last letter qualify as well. Or he was always like at the same level as he
as well, I think. Actually, I'm forgetting him, but I think he's really good when he's in a good shape.
But is he way better in Empire Wars than he is in RM?
I think it's not about way better. I just think that in Empire Wars, if you go for a very aggressive playstyle with the uptimes, ballistic, all the stuff, especially if map is good for that, then it's really important to be fast, and it's kind of forcing the gameplay. You cannot it's not that balanced with the defending. In Empire Wars, being the attacker,
you snowballs so hard.
Yes,
it's so hard. The problem it snowballs a lot, and you have to attack constantly. If you defend, you're dead.
Yeah. What do you think about it being in London, hosted now? First time not in a castle.
I expected it to be in Austria. Red Bull, a lot of it in Austria. Why? We have so many castles.
That's surprising.
I think Austria would be the perfect spot.
Yeah.
Honestly, they love it. They have a gaming area there as well, like a gaming house.
Facility where I often in Denmark a lot of major tournaments in CS and Dota as well. Maybe some there if they went to the big stadium or something. No, never mind. I think London is actually that's interesting place for me to visit. I know that even for Europeans, this is an expensive place, but for me the main issue will be the visa thing. Well, I have a good news and bad news about that. I think that not gonna take as much time as I thought, but it will take something else, which is gonna be really hard for me to get like some documents. But I think for me, basically, we'll try to get the chance. But first of all, of course, you need to qualify. Yeah. But actually, past Red Bull was the only one which I didn't qualify for, even consider LAN tournaments. So let's see. And I was really close. I think Empire Wars in general is good for me because I have just enough space or speed and just enough mind games to get something on the field. Yeah. Actually, I have another topic which may be worth to mention about the ladder qualifiers.
Yeah.
The thing when you play a lot of ladder qualifiers, what was in the past time as well, you, as we mentioned before, you mostly play the similatives. And then when we have only 1 week to prepare for the last chance qualifiers and 1 week, this is until the last match, right? So you basically need to play like on the next day and the day before, after that. You already need to know all your draft system, how it's going to look like with the civilizations. And from what we see, like with Byzantines and Koreans, that can be a skirm fiesta, but with other civ, it's going to be completely different.
Absolutely.
And that's the issue as well. You need to play this week a lot in case you didn't qualify for the run pit, and you need to basically practice this math from the zero. When it is zero, it's completely different. So it's really hard to find the balance between this, and it's going to be not that easy.
You could also, within the 2 weeks of ladder qualification, already practice.
But
Because you
You
expect
eat the ladders. You eat the ladder already at top 4. Yeah, but if you don't get a good ladder spot, then you have to go through the bracket, right?
yeah, so you kind of need to make a bet, right?
exactly. That is
C or the middle one.
you have the perfect balance, so to say.
Where do you rush, right? The first lap, or you wait until the last one and then
Exactly.
No, but well, London will be a great spot. Like, just that Winch mentioned, like being expensive. Probably most people will only come from. Well, actually, people love London. They want to see London anyway. Would you guys go there if you don't qualify?
No. For me, I think I will start with the issue this time after I qualified, like the first days. I'll buy tickets for tomorrow to go to Moscow and start the visa process. Yeah. So if I don't qualify, I'll just not spend that, because if I get the visa and I'll need to visit London on myself, it's just too much, especially as I'm spending most of the time in Asia. Will just take, I don't know, $5,000 just for those 4 days, and it's a little bit painful.
Well, for Heidelberg, for example, I could just go there by car 4 hours. I was going there
for Europeans.
Let's check it out for 1 day. It was nice. Now with London, I have to think about it. But I mean, if you don't go there as an analyst, would you go as a viewer as well? Potentially.
That's something I don't know yet. I have to make up my mind there. Let's see. Hopefully as a player or as an analyst. And if not, then I will see.
Then he'll ask Onimaru.
Yeah.
Hey, I made some good audits. I have good interviews.
Am I good as a host of the?
Okay. Well, what is production saying anyway regarding the time?
I think
it's time for dinner for us.
I think so as well. But production says
yes.
Just guess what it means. That doesn't matter.
You decide.
Okay. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks also Winchester and Andy for your lovely insights. It was a great conversation we had through the 3 topics.
And then we felt, right?
Better than we thought. I thought also it would not be so long, but we managed. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and tune in for the next session. Let's see what that one is going to be about. Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.